getting it out there, the access to the people, because there's so much that people are inundated with. So how do you make your CD stick out from somebody else who has just made a CD in their garage? Also, the people that have recorded my music also have their own machine as well. So, you know, when I record for WJ3 with Willie Jones, he's also a veteran musician as well. So he's not just a veteran label owner, he's a veteran musician. So it's a combination of all those things. I think it'd be a lot harder for me if I was just doing this by myself.
Okay, well, we can put him on the spot. We should point out Mr. Willie Jones.
Willie Jones. I really like to play things that are just pretty and melodious to the ear. But it's like, you know, my number one fan, because since we've known each other since we were teenagers, 17, 18 years old. And so I don't know anybody in the jazz world that has ever had my back more than he has. We've always played a bunch of gigs together. I've played on his records, he's played on my records, and even before we were playing jazz together, we were playing gospel music together. So that's how far back we go. Willie Jones to me is such a positive force in the studio, because he's not really functioning like a producer. He's more of an overseer. Technically he's the producer because he booked the studio, so I don't have to worry about that. But I knew what musicians I want. Now see, jazz is different in the sense that jazz musicians, we have an idea of what we want the record to sound like, and we pretty much come in prepared to do that. And basically all we need the engineer to do, just press play and record and shut up. You know, but Willie also gives me some perspective. So I say, hey Willie, what do you think about that? He'll say, you know what, let's do another one. How about a little bit slower? That's a great producer. He knows when to and when not to. On drums is Rodney Green, a phenomenal drummer from Philadelphia, Pennsauken, New Jersey, but you know, who's from Pennsauken? He's from Philly. And I was just listening to this, thinking to myself, man, everything he's doing, I just love, because he keeps the music from being boring. Plus watching him also, when he walks and when he's soloing, he's always very exciting to watch. I always like to compare him a little bit to Richard Davis, because Richard Davis's style is very, you know, it's never just quarter notes all the time. It's going to always jump into something else. So that keeps a kick into the music. And I needed the both of them and their energy that they brought. I saw this picture and I said, oh my God, I just fell in love with the composition of it. I fell in love with the look of it, the nostalgia of it, because you're not going to see, what is this, 6, 7, 8 kids walking around looking like this from any culture in America. Not now. You know what I'm saying? And they're on their way to church. I saw this picture and I said, oh my God, I just fell in love with the composition of it. I fell in love with the look of it, the nostalgia of it, because you're not going to see, what is this, 6, 7, 8 kids walking around looking like this from any culture in America. Not now. You know what I'm saying? And they're on their way to church. And I said, wow, what a great shot. I said, I need to use this photo on my album cover. He thought I was joking. I said, no, I'm very, very serious. I really want to use this photo. And it almost didn't happen because we were getting down to the wire and deadlines, and he had to get all these releases, and all these folks are still alive. These are kids from the ages of 11 to about 14, and the photo's from 1965. So they're all like in their 50s. Willie Jones came to the musical and he said, you're recording that. I said, recording what? He said, that song you played, it was a marriage scene. Paula Kelly was doing this scene where she was reminiscing about her late husband and how they had met and all that kind of stuff. And that was the song that I played. And again, that's what a great producer can hear, whatever it is that needs to be heard. You can't define it. He just hears it. He said, you're recording that. So I said, okay, fine, I'll record it. Let's make it happen. And there's no such thing as clapping prematurely. Listen, I want to just give you Jazz 101. Jazz 101. You know, if you feel it, then respond to it. Something Beautiful is something that I wrote in 2003, and it had a different title. It had 2 different titles. And I knew it was something that I wanted to record on the long list of things. But the melody seemed to fit in the context of the other songs. So I said, well, I'll just record it and worry about the title later. And then after hearing everything, that's when I decided to call the song Something Beautiful.